Starting another brand new hour now of the Steve Gruber Show, coming to you live from Studio G in the heart of America. I'm Steve Gruber, fighting for you from the foxhole of freedom. All right, stop. Thank you. Wanted to tell you the truth when nobody else will. I'll be brutally honest. Here are your three big stories for this hour, America. Number one, California Governor Gavin Newsom, once thought to be a contender to run for president, flailing these days. In fact, it's so bad he's the focus of attacks from the massive teachers union. Number two, in a stunner, the DNC is going to wash its hands and seal its fate with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as a Democrat ticket in 2024. I'll tell you what they're going to do and why. And number three, playing the Trump card. That's what's happening today. Closing arguments are over. Closing arguments are over in Manhattan. Now it's down to jury instructions and deliberations. Regardless of what the jury says, the verdict in the court of public opinion is clear, however. Donald Trump is not guilty. Regardless of what happens, even if the jury acquits the president, we hold the prosecution in contempt. We find the precedent, the legal precedent, responsible for this trial to be contemptible. Regardless of what the prosecution says, politics is not a crime. Not in America. And we all know it. And we all know Donald Trump did nothing wrong in this case. There is no crime here. The people in America are still behind President Trump in a big way. Look at his rally last week in the South Bronx, for example. Show me another Republican who can rally nearly 30,000 supporters on the eve of a holiday weekend. Or the one before that on the Jersey Shore with over 100,000 people on hand, both in dark blue states. Show me. Show me a Democrat who can rally blacks and Hispanics with the passion of a Republican like Donald Trump. Show me one anywhere in the country today. Show me a politician from either party who can rally New Yorkers with the ease of President Trump. So yes, the verdict is in. Donald Trump is the winner, no matter what the jury might say or how rigged the instructions are going to be to get the result that Joe Biden's DOJ has placed an order for. The people reject the criminalization of politics and the prosecution of Donald Trump, the politician, which is actually public persecution for the crime of beating Hillary Clinton in 2016 and setting the deep state's hair on fire. The people reject the persecution of Donald Trump, the citizen, because any attempt to bankrupt or imprison a fellow American, even a former president, especially a former president, who's also probably our next president, is simply wrong. And people know it. The people reject the demonization of Donald Trump, the man, because any attempt to weaponize the courts, to wage war through the courts, is unjust. You know it, and so do I. Listen to the people. Even ones that know there will be a price to be paid. Yeah, some people in Hollywood are openly admitting now that they're going to vote for Donald Trump. Like Dennis Quaid told Piers Morgan, shocking me and others as well, but here it is.
What do you think of Trump?
I think I'm going to vote for him.
Really?
Yeah, in the next election. Yes, I am.
Are you ready for the blowback?
Well, yeah.
Which inevitably comes
well,
with Trump?
you know, I think in this election, everybody's got to, I think they're going to take a side or whatever, but it's, it just seems to me, it just makes sense. I was ready not to vote for Trump until what I saw is more than politics. I see a weaponization of our justice system.
Yeah.
And a challenge to our Constitution, us as Americans, that I don't think we're going to have. And, you know, Trump is the most investigated person probably in the history of the world. And they haven't been able to really get him. People might call him an but he's my
Well, there you go. He might be an a-hole, but he's my a-hole. And if Dennis Quaid can say it, anyone can say it. And 85 million will in November. That's my number. 85 million will say it in November. Heed what the folks say, for they support Donald Trump. They rally in defense of law and order. They applaud Trump's call for enforcement of existing laws without which no city, never mind New York, can actually survive. They understand, they know, they feel the pain of crime and unemployment, and they demand action. Action the Democrats have promised election after election after election with nothing to show for it at all. They deserve action without which no country, never mind this country, the last best hope on earth, can long endure. If only the Manhattan District Attorney were as good as the people. Is it too much to ask the DA to exercise discretion? Apparently. Is it too much to ask to put him in his duty ahead of ambition? Obviously. We ask too much, unfortunately. We ask for honesty and integrity, and that is beyond the grasp of Alvin Bragg, it seems clear. Donald Trump is not afraid to ask the people. Take, for example, his speech at the Libertarian Party's convention in Washington, D.C. The speech is trademark Trump, direct, funny, conversational, and confrontational. Trump tells it like it is, in fact. He steps up there. Here he is, challenging libertarians about winning in November. Listen.
Donald Trump hopes to win over libertarian voters in his quest to win back the White House. But that might be easier said than done.
We must work together. Combine with us. You have to combine with us. We cannot give crooked Joe Biden 4 more years. The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for President of the United States. Whoa. That's nice. That's nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win.
If you want to lose, don't do that, nominating Trump for Libertarian president. They didn't, by the way. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years. Here is Trump, a man of power, speaking the truth to a hostile crowd and not backing down. Not 1 inch. Telling them they can win, but only with him. Imagine Joe Biden speaking as well or as long to anyone. Anyone. Here, as in every venue where voters gather, Trump is the antithesis of Biden. Case in point, Trump's appearance at a NASCAR event, the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, North Carolina, over the weekend. Another example of Trump among the people before a crowd of 80,000 fans. And then he meets with Gold Star families, and he stands the day before Memorial Day as his jet flies overhead. Imagine Joe Biden doing the same. It's just not possible, is it? If Biden thinks NASCAR is for red states or racing as a Southern pastime, he should re-examine his politics. If Biden thinks crowds are without wisdom, that crowds are meaningless, or his team thinks that, they should all retire from politics. If Biden thinks crowds are without influence, that crowds are pointless, he will soon realize the point and be out of politics altogether. Trump is the opposite, you see. Trump is a national and a natural politician. Trump is also a promoter, a big-time promoter, as you know. Trump knows how to communicate, that he must communicate. For the presidency requires a great communicator. Biden, in contrast, is nothing more than a great plagiarist, as we discussed here yesterday in detail. He has nothing to say except to spin tales of his heroics battling corn pop or regaling folks with his stories of athletic prowess and offers from the Naval Academy, of spinning yarns of his time gunning down the open road, commanding an 18-wheeler, none of which is true. What is true is that Biden has no voice right now. Biden has none of that spontaneity or humor of Donald Trump, and that's why he has nothing to offer in policy or vision. And for me, I'm just getting warmed up today. I hope you are as well. Remember to check out SteveGruber.com. I've got more straight ahead on The Steve Gruber Show. Don't go anywhere.